Well, happy Halloween, my fellow nerdlings. It's kind of actually not shitty webcam quality. Let's hope that this works. Anyways, I am to come here to talk about Halloween, so I'm actually making a video because, yes, I love Halloween, although this year nothing's really been working out, so it's kind of been a huge bummer for me. Oh well, that's life. Anyway, so I watched this video by a YouTuber I like called Screen Junkies. Most notable thing that's on their channel is honest trailers, which are usually pretty funny. Anyway, so they made this video, what the fuck is Doctor Who? So he basically had 3 people, and they gave him like, oh, this is like they're in Doctor Who Live bullshit and all this other stuff, and they're Doctor Who Whovians. Convince me to watch Doctor Who. Go. And he asked questions, of course, but they made it sound so lame. I'm kind of a Whovian, just a teeny bit, but watching it for like 8 years. Anyways, so they were trying to describe it, and it sounded lame as fuck. He defeats his villains by talking to them. His main enemy are the Daleks, who are upside down I'm quoting this, upside down trash cans who look like they have a plunger stuck into them. Oh yeah, and then a whisk. No, yes, but no! Okay, fine, the Daleks are ridiculous. I don't get why they're such good bad guys. They didn't mention that they shoot lasers or that they kill a ton of people. That doesn't... No, that's nothing. No, they just mentioned how ridiculous they look. Yeah, okay. Or what about that whole thing about turning humans into Daleks? That's not creepy and weird enough to mention if you're gonna talk about the Daleks at all as the main enemy. If you don't introduce Doctor Who with the Daleks, if you're trying to make it sound cool, you do not use the Daleks as the only villain they really talk about. Even if the number 2 one that everyone knows, the Cybermen. They are an advanced, more or less, robot race. That sounds a little bit more hardcore than an upside down trash can. Or what about the angels? Those things are fucking scary. I'm not going into... No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to go into that because I don't have enough time to talk about every single villain that the Doctor faces. And speaking of villains in the Doctor, he does not defeat them by talking to them. He defeats them by outsmarting them or scaring the shit out of him because he's killed everybody. And he's like, I'm the fucking Doctor. Are you sure you want to mess with me? And they're like, oh yeah, what the fuck are we doing? Okay, bye. Like, that's more like what happens if you defeat them by talking to them. It's just like, bitch, look how many people I've killed. You sure you want to fuck with me? Of course he does it with witty and intense speeches that are like, oh my god, this guy is fucking, oh my god. Not like, you know, American speak, because he talks with a British accent. Describing the sonic screwdriver. He points it at stuff and it like scans things. Have they watched any Doctor Who? It unlocks doors. It hacks computers. And yes, it scans stuff, but it's like he scans an injured person. He actually healed a vampire bite on Amy's neck in one episode with it. And he scans to see, oh, are you injured? Are you possessed? Are you getting turned into a fucking alien monster machine thing? Scanning, oh shit, the ship is malfunctioning in this exact way. Let's fix it. That's what he means by scans it. Yes, he scans the air to see if there's weird shit going on. But it's to see if weird shit's going on, and it does not work on wood. Though that kind of makes sense, because I just said it was all mechanical shit. So why not? That's how you describe the sonic screwdriver. Not like you put it in the air and it scans stuff, and then the guy made a joke about scanning farts in the air. No! And they're like, yeah, I guess you technically could. It's like, okay, so that's the coolest thing I've heard about the show, is that it scans farts in the air, and I'm like, no! Okay, moving on. Oh yeah, and then it's like, okay, if you had to convince me to watch Doctor Who, just like this is your last chance, and then they just didn't make it, like, they made it sound like such a stupid, boring show, and I'm like, I've been watching this thing for years, it's been going on for 5 decades, and it has one of the hugest fan bases ever, and then they just didn't do anything convincingly. I was like, watching that, if I hadn't heard of Doctor Who, I was like, that sounds like a stupid fucking show. Here's how you describe it. The Doctor is an alien. He looks human, however, he has 2 hearts, and is, well, no, actually, no, he's about 1,100 years old, if I remember correctly. Anyways, and he's from the race of Time Lords, from the planet Gallifrey. I'm describing, not selling it right now. Anyways, and he flies around. He can go anywhere in space and time via his time machine slash spaceship, the TARDIS. Time and relative dimensions in space. I bet they don't even know what that fucking means. They were such bad Whovians. Anyways, and all that shit I already said about the villains and all that crap. Now to sell it, Time Lords, Master Race, in this huge time war which was threatening to rip apart reality, and it seemed to have no end in sight. So the Doctor killed everybody. He's the last Time Lord because he killed the rest of them. In fact, in an episode,
I can kill you just as easily here as anywhere. Fear me. I've killed hundreds of Time Lords.
Fear me. I've killed all of them.
so, like, come on. And then if that's not cool enough, hold on, I wrote it in the car. Oh, yeah, the whole thing about defeating enemies, he outsmarts them, fucks up their plan, and actually, especially lately, most often just leaves them in the mess they created to die. This is not a guy you want to mess with. Like, he'll scare people off just by saying, like, this is what I've fucking done. Are you sure you really want to mess with me? And to finish it all, he's a madman with a box who's witty and clever and hilariously fucking awesome. Please watch the show. You don't have to, I really don't care. I just was really pissed off at this very poor representation of a fantastic series. And I am so excited because it's November tomorrow, which means that we're that much closer to the 50th anniversary. Happy Halloween, Whovians and other nerdians or whatever. I don't give a fuck. You can like whatever you want.
I'm the Doctor. I'm a Time Lord. I'm from the planet Gallifrey in the constellation of Kasterborous. I'm 903 years old, and I'm the man who's going to save your lives and all 6 billion people on the planet below.
I like a lot of stuff. I'm a huge nerd.